17th, 1994, Americans are glued to their television sets watching O.J. Simpson, a charismatic retired football player who had appeared in movies and television commercials, riding in his white Ford Bronco while being chased by police. Simpson is accused of violently murdering his ex-wife and one of her friends, and the combination of violence and celebrity makes it catnip for viewers. This is the first time that television news producers, most notably Turner Broadcasting's cable news network, break from actual news to cover second-by-second minutia of something so voyeuristic. It was a seminal moment in the media industry, and its effects are still being felt. An even more important event took place later that same year when Mark Andreessen and his team introduced a beta version of the Netscape browser. Since the late 1960s, academics and defense officials had been experimenting with using a distributed network of computer connections to communicate and collaborate. The Netscape browser, coupled with Tim Berners-Lee's invention of hypertext markup language, HTML, universal resource locators, URLs, along with a range of complementary innovations, allowed even the layperson to ride the so-called information superhighway. The disruptive effects of this internet-enabling technology reshaped the media business. The first to feel its effects were newspapers. Historically, the scale economics of the printing press created significant barriers to entry, resulting in effective natural monopolies in many markets. Most U.S. cities had only one or two highly profitable papers. The rise of the commercial internet destroyed this business, with most newspaper companies decimated by 2000. Well, not exactly. Certainly, the newspaper companies felt some pain during the 2000 to 2002 U.S. recession, but the years from 1994 through 2007 were actually quite good for most newspapers. Although the internet was stealing eyeballs, circulation remained relatively stable, and advertising revenue continued to grow. The rise of classified ad killers such as Craigslist, which offered free listings for apartments, jobs, and other less savory things, and eBay were nuisances. But when two of us, co-authors Clark Gilbert and Scott Anthony, presented a talk at a Newspaper Association of America meeting in Miami in January 2005, the dominant sentiment was that the industry had taken the best punch the internet could throw and still stood tall. As legendary investor Warren Buffett likes to say, when the tide goes out, you see who is swimming naked. The next U.S. recession in 2007 to 2009 showed the industry's precarious position. From 1950 to 2005, industry advertising revenue grew from roughly $20 billion to $60 billion. By 2010, the market had fallen to $20 billion. Put another way, 55 years' worth of advertising growth was eviscerated in a handful of years. Companies went bankrupt, jobs were lost, with the few remaining players staggering to find a sustainable path forward. A transformational year for mobile handsets. In 2007, the Boston Red Sox miraculously celebrated their second World Series championship in 4 years after an 86-year gap between their last two. Disney's Pixar Animation Studios releases a movie about a rat who is also a chef, grossing more than $600 million worldwide, earning widespread critical acclaim and demonstrating why Disney paid Steve Jobs more than $7 billion in 2006 to acquire John Lasseter, Ed Catmull, Woody, Buzz, Nemo, Luxo Jr., and the rest of the Pixar team. They were two darlings in the mobile handset industry. Nokia had emerged from bruising battles with Motorola and others as the clear market leader, with market share 3 times as big as that of the nearest competitor. In November, Forbes ran a cover story proclaiming 1 billion customers. Can anyone catch